Hello, P-chan. It's time
Hello, Jab.
for it's time for Blue Box, episode
Blue
12.
Box.
Yep.
Blue Box, the continuation of the festival date.
Yes.
hmm Yeah, so
Uh,
we're still witnessing this date that it's happening between our two babies,
yes.
Taiki and Hina, and everything seems to be going smoothly, right?
Yep.
Although we do see that right from the beginning, they tell us that Chitsuri sees them, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. They show
no,
that.
the group is talking about it, right? Like, oh, she's on, she's wearing a, you know,
uh,
that, and it's with the boy that must be in the date,
yep.
and she takes a look at who they're talking about, and
It's the boy.
this is them, and it makes her feel some sort of way, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
when she even arrives to the place, they're like, "Oh no, well, this happens later, right?"
mhm.
Never mind. We
She tells
before.
us, yeah, she tells us why she makes that face, why she was,
Yeah, and
disappointed in seeing them together in a way,
yeah.
So, but yeah, so on her face, you can see that she's disappointed
Yep.
to see them together, and but they go to separate ways. Seems like they don't catch,
Well, Taiki doesn't
their
catch them.
eyes,
Yeah.
their eyes don't meet though, their eyes
Yeah.
don't meet. So Hina and him go to their spot to see the fireworks, which they have a seated area,
He like a
and he
mess.
goes,
Like
yeah, and then yeah, he was being awkward for sure, unnecessarily awkward
yeah,
in a way.
Taiki does
You
notice,
know,
right?
and it was like, I don't know, because he did, give her the compliment that she's looking cute, but he does make that comment if she did her hair, herself, because he noticed, like, hair's kind of not being taken, like, and Hina knows exactly what's happening, right? Like, she started to feel like so self-conscious, and I'm like, "Ugh, Taiki, you're so dumb. Like, you really don't know how to make this not awkward." So,
I mean,
but then he goes and says that he's going to run for some drinks, right?
restroom.
And oh, the restroom. Oh yeah, the restroom. And then but then he ended up making it.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I think what was
um,
really the point is that he noticed and he made the compliment, and now Tina was like more of herself again because now she wasn't feeling the doubt that Taiki did not find her cute, right? So
mhm.
now, so now that he did tell her that she looked cute, she was like, okay, well, I feel a bit better about this, and obviously when Taiki goes to the restroom, it's
You
not
know,
just always.
even he noticed. He was like, I couldn't believe that just telling her that
Yeah,
makes her so happy.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
dummy,
Yeah,
you just noticing that? Like,
yep. He just noticing that the our poor boy has no love experience. Um,
mm-mm.
but he goes and after the restroom, he runs into Chinatsu, who's like trying to attend to a lost kid. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Just
pretty.
had to be exactly how they like it, right?
Yep,
Like, they just had to be like, it felt like a setup. I'm just kidding. But like, life really will set you up like that.
yep.
Um, he runs into the girl he likes actually when he's by himself doing exactly the thing that,
Well, they
makes him
go.
so drawn to her. Like
Yeah,
like the reason why he can't stop looking at her. Like, because that's the thing with Taiki, right? With her.
yep.
It's like it seems like he's so mesmerized with how she is and what she does, whether it's dedication to her team, being kind to strangers, or like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just little things that he loves about her, like that, right? And this little incident with the kid just amplified them even more. And it was cute because they were taking her back to the lost and found area and whatnot, and she held both of them almost as if like they were her parents. Kind of giving that impression that him and Chinatsu are kind of like on a date. And what would have been like really hurtful was if like Hina heard somebody say that because she.
Yeah, babies. But yeah, I did not like much that whole thing, to tell you the truth. Like, I like that they were having their moment and know that, but I really, really did not like how he was basically ditching her
I mean,
and like,
he went
doing
back.
the fireworks.
Yeah, it is kind of
And he
bad.
had the fireworks though.
Yeah, I'm glad he made
Like,
it to the fireworks for sure.
honestly, he did not need his help.
Yeah, but I and it just goes through I'm guessing the reason why you felt this way, right, is because we see Hina go through like a similar thing, right? Whereas the guy that likes her tries to join her on
Mm-hmm.
to see the fireworks together with the boys that he's with, right? And she kind of
Mm-hmm.
turns all of them down. We find out that later when Taiki comes back, and there's like nobody there except Hina again.
Exactly. No loyalty when she's keeping hers. So
I mean,
no loyalty on his part.
he was not he was not on the date with her initially, right? It was supposed to be a group thing, so like to him, it was just they just happened to be there together, right? And it is it is what it is. I love
Mm-hmm.
though that the little girl that they help, right, at the end gives Shinatsu one of the little clippers, right? And and Dagi just can't help but laugh at it,
Right.
and it's kind of like damn. He's like, yeah, you look cute in that. It's like you can't. And then he starts teasing her a bit, like, yeah, you can't take that off till like you get home, or poor little girl is gonna feel
Yeah.
bad.
Yep.
And and I and I mean they do. Shinatsu and Taiki do get to see the fireworks together for a bit.
He really left. I don't know. Like, I like that he did. He had a good reason. If he was like right away saying to her, like, if you run into her, she's gonna get some. She, you know, that he.
And yeah, obviously, Chinatsu and Taiki are they're enjoying their little moment, but like Taiki's like, yeah, like we have to go our separate ways, right? He's there with Hina, Chinatsu's there with her friends, so like after they take care of what they need to, they each go their separate ways. Taiki goes to Hina. Chinatsu arrives at her friends, and she's actually like crying, like I think, or she looked depressed or something like that. Their friends pointed it out, like, hey, what's happening? Why do you look sad? Or you know,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously like
Yeah.
Taiki and Hina are just there enjoying the fireworks finally, and Hina's like, we should. She kind of like says it under her breath, and it's like we should come here again next year. But like this time just us for sure.
Like a known date, right? Like a
Yeah,
clear date.
yeah, like
Yeah, my girl is getting guts. She's growing some balls. It's kind of frustrating that it is coming from her. Well, she knows. Tina's not stupid. She knows that it has to come from her
yeah,
because the guy was already in love with the other girl. Like
yep,
you can't. You if anything, you've been knowing that this dude has the hots for this other chick. So yeah, you kind of have to.
yeah. You really do, and it was really frustrating being a Hina fan, like seeing others, right? Because I'm like, damn, Hina
Yes,
Hina
it
has to
is.
like
I said I'm a
crawl.
Hina fan.
Yeah, Hina has to like crawl
Dude,
through the
because she's
rubble.
just so like, ugh. like
Y-
meh.
Yeah, she has to put twice the effort just to get to the starting line that Shinatsu has right now, right? And that's
Hmm.
gonna be really frustrating. As I say, you know, but then she's not the only one that currently like we see there. I think we get to see what was it? Haru's girlfriend.
Oh, oh, yes, yes, we did, and she was gorgeous. Oh my god, I loved her. I really did, and she had such a bubbly but smart personality. Like, love her.
Yeah,
Really, really happy for my guy. Like, really happy for my guy. That's this girl, you know.
yeah,
And I
and
like that Taiki was from the get go was like, wow, she's beautiful, right?
yeah,
And as soon as he knows that they went to the same school together, it's like, wow, did they just kind of they all just go there like cute girls?
yeah. Oh,
And and then I like how he automatically thinks that it's from the from the other boy, from the boy that he knows about her. No, no,
yeah,
no,
Haru.
no, no, no. So
No, but yeah, I love how
yeah,
they were like, damn, like yeah, he remember
but
like
we
oh
know it was from Chitsuri. We know it was from her, right? She was the one that talks about him and
yeah, oh
and
yeah,
that's you know.
because
Uh-huh.
yeah, because Taiki thought it was Haru that was the one talking about him,
Yes,
but it was
yes.
actually Chinatsu that was talking
Uh-huh.
to her
Mm-hmm.
about him, and she was like, oh, I found something interesting to Haru, and then she thought you are not allowed to quit on Batman. You're not allowed to slack off, or I'll break up with you. And she's like, he's just agreeing, like, yeah, yeah, don't worry, that wasn't the plan,
Right.
right? Pause. And yeah, it's just interesting seeing the senpai relationship Haru has
I
with.
like
Go ahead.
I like that she says too, like towards the end before they kind of move on from their scene, that Chitsuru is just overthinking it, you know?
Yeah.
That because she does, you know, see her
Mhm.
relationship with him and that they're managed, you know, he's also going to nationals and whatnot.
Yep.
So in her eyes, yes, Chitsuru is overthinking it, you know?
Yeah, and I think
Because
on everybody's side, she is kind of just overthinking it. I feel like
hmm
she is uh, she is rooting for them. Obviously, I feel like most of us are not rooting for the current Shinatsu and Taiki ship right now. We're more so Hina supporters. Um, but it's definitely interesting seeing an outside perspective looking in, right? Or like
right.
somebody that's close to Shinatsu enough to kind of get a better understanding to how she feels about Taiki.
hmm
And
Agreed.
yeah, and like obviously nationals are upon us, and everybody's doing their best. Badminton people are practicing like crazy. Nobody's matching Haru. They're all like, damn.
Yes.
They're like, damn, we can't even catch up to this man.
Yep. They really couldn't get one through him.
And Taiki like decides to take it out on Kyo, like like, all right, Kyo, me and you're gonna do some sets. He knows,
Fuck you.
yeah,
It's like, why me?
yeah, for
He's always like,
yeah,
I'm stuck doing it, having to do it. I'm
yeah,
stuck having to do it. That's
yep.
the.
And Hina's like in the zone again. She's like listening to her music and stuff, and
Mhm.
she's mentally preparing for her own stuff. She doesn't even notice the stuff that's happening outside. Like people talking to her and stuff. Yeah, and obviously the girls basketballs are also practicing their best. Chinatsu's getting a bit overzealous, like trying to do everything herself in a team sport, and she kind of gets called out a bit, with her senpai. And it's like, yeah, like you could have tried to pass it to that person in that situation. It's like, don't worry,
Yeah.
you know, we got you like they're like helping her try to be better at it and stuff. Um, and of course, like our poor boy, like Taiki, just over practiced himself to a mini nap in the hallway.
Yeah, because he went out for a run in the morning.
Yeah, ran in the morning and then went and practiced like hell in there. And Shinatsu catches him and is kind of just like not towering over him, but kind of leaning, squatting to like where to see him. And it's like, it really hurt me that you lied to me and said that you were going in a group.
Mhm.
It's like, she's like,
Yeah.
I would have been less hurt if you just were straight up honest with me about just going with Hina. Basically, that's what she came down to.
Yep. Yeah, and she even says that she even feels that she's being lied to, that they're not dating. So that did look like a date to her.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so it wouldn't really surprise her if they would start dating.
yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, she knows that Hina likes him, so like she just wants to know
yeah.
like whether Taiki feels the same way, or like what's happening, right?
Hmm.
Which I think she kind of wrote herself in this situation based on like she tried to settle a line to like not to try to not like uh get too close to Taiki, like in like at least a
Right.
situation where they're like physically touching and are like in near like almost face to face kind of thing. So like
Proximity, yeah.
yeah, like like in between the personal spaces, obviously because of the living
Hmm.
situation. Um,
Hmm.
but like this it doesn't like really make her feelings unwarranted, right? She's obviously we know she feels a certain way about Taiki from the get
Right.
go, and now she feels betrayed because now she doesn't know like whether to trust him about how he feels about
Hmm.
Hina or to trust her instincts that maybe they're dating or like
Right.
they're about to date or something like that. I think
Correct.
it'll just become clear once Taiki tells her, you know, whether he wants to try to get with Hina or that he only has eyes for her. That would like unquestionably make it a lot better.
Right. But I mean, she is definitely making it harder on herself because you know, with with not taking Taiki seriously or considering his feelings, it's gonna push him to for him to consider Hina's,
Yeah,
because he is very empathetic, like he empathizes in the fact that he has gone through it
yep,
in a way. I feel it will kind of push him or influence him to try not to do the same, or maybe it would just kind of help him respect Chisuru's decision because, you know, or think that he is respecting her decision, because just because someone likes you doesn't mean that, you have to like them back or, you know,
yeah. I think
get together with them. So I mean, we'll
either,
see.
yeah, yeah. I mean, either way, like
Still
Taiki's
need to
gonna,
see how.
yeah, we need to see how it plays out and how what Hina does. I think it
Yeah,
just really gonna dictate. This whole thing has to dictate on what Hina does next. I feel
mhm.
because what she does next could push Shinatsu or Taiki one way or the other. So yeah, this was a great episode. But I think that'll be
Agreed.
it for Blue Box. On to the next one. Danmachi, episode 11.
Danmachi
What
11. The fight is it has the war has started, or the battle, or whatever, the hide and
the
seek.
war games.
But the war games. That's right.
Yeah, it's
That's the wording for it.
yeah, and it's been quite the ordeal because they had this strategy where they were gonna like spread out, and try to locate the enemy, and ta-
Mhm.
essentially it was supposed to be like kind of like a game where everybody was looking for one another, and that way it wouldn't be as one sided. or like
Right, right.
more level playing field.
Level
But
up the field.
yeah,
Hmm.
but the Freya family had other plans. They decided to just focus where Freya was at.
I mean, they're just not going to lose. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, they're not going to lose. Freya, like she stated, this is her last chance to get him, and she's not gonna waste it.
Nope.
So
Nope. So she made it so
she's
that
gonna go for the kill.
yeah, she made it that Lily had to force everybody to do like kind of like a suicide attack, basically. Like go in, make it an all-out war, and everyone's like, "Damn, Freya was very sneaky about this." Like they were expecting them to try to like run a bell in them, kind of like because they're more powerful. But they're like, "Nah, we're just gonna tighten our defenses. You guys come at us. We'll manage."
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Mm-hmm.
one of the main strategies is the bell was gonna hit Otori with like that technique that he has that where he charges up his fist, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's just laying low, trying to go by, and he's just hearing everybody like start confronting the Freya family, and it's kind of a mess. Like they're attacking them with their magic swords that they made for this,
Yeah.
and the Freya family just keeps coming back up and up, and it's thanks to their little healer. That she's constantly like healing them and rejuvenating their
Yeah, the
stamina.
nurse looking healer.
Yep,
Yes.
and they
She
even
definitely had this planned out, right? They definitely had this accounted for,
yep.
and
I mean,
and had their counter attack in place. Like they were ready
yeah, they were.
for an all-out war from the beginning.
Yeah, that's what they wanted, and even made more so because like the Bell's old master, Hayden or whatever. He was the one that was
Mm-hmm.
leading the charge, like or like put in command to make everybody obey his orders, right? And it seemed like they were sending all their like riffraff at first, and then the actual like heavy hitters started like emerging. Obviously, the healer. It was unexpected for the healer to like already have a spell on themselves, right? The auto heal, you know.
Yes.
So like, even though she got blasted with like a bunch of like magic sword attacks, she was just recuperated like
Mm-hmm.
nothing. And she's strong because obviously she's a main member of the Freya squad or one of the main
Yeah.
members. So
Yeah, she's one. Yeah, one of the tops. Yeah,
yeah,
one
def-
of the OGs, you can say.
yep. Also the elf guy that changed his personality with a spell. That was kind of
Oh
funny.
yes, yes. He's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's an
because
interesting dude.
yeah, he's not as confident as
He
the
really like and kind of seems to respect Belle
yep.
too, or and the other little one, which makes me respect them. The fact that they recognize Belle,
Yeah, they do.
for 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 him,
I mean,
But the other ones are still like kind of like stubbornly
yeah, like
like expecting him to prove himself worthy of
Freya's love.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I love that Bell seeing like all his teammates like scream out for help and like him not doing anything really. He's just kind of like, damn. You think it's really wise for me to like sneak in, like maybe I should go
Hmm.
help. And Lily's like, nope, you're our only shot. And the main guy he was training under, the first one he was training under, he comes in and is like, yeah, I knew
The
you were
other
gonna do
elf
this.
over there.
Yeah, he's like, I knew
Oh
you
yeah,
were.
yeah, yeah. No, the black little one. The
Yeah,
black, yeah, the tiny one.
yep.
Yes.
He tried to step up to Bell, and Bell was like, I'm sorry, you're just too slow for me. Takes him out. And then
Yeah.
Otari comes in and is like, okay. Otari's
The
just,
big guns, right?
yeah, he's just such a
Which is
beast.
which is the one that, according to her strategy, it's who he's meant to defeat, right? Like
Yeah, he was supposed to
that's
surprise
who,
to kind of
yeah,
like
that's the one that he needs to
yeah, his technique was supposed to
defeat.
do that, but he's so confident. He just gave
I
Bell a sword. It's
know,
like you
it,
get one shot.
but they played him. They played him well, bro.
Yeah, they
They
did.
did. They played my boy.
Yeah,
They
he
definitely got him, you know? Like they definitely read his move or like definitely read his like attack and yeah,
yeah,
dude.
it backfired. Like I mean, the moment
Yeah.
Bell was seen by Arturi, that was like lost hope because the whole plan was for him to sneak
Mhm.
in and do that um that special move on him without him noticing. But him noticing, obviously,
Right, right.
it just defeats the purpose of that
Yeah.
plan. And Bill did his best. He grabbed the sword that Arturi gave to him.
Seriously.
Yeah, he gave him,
He did
and
well.
he enchanted it with the fire and also like that special move in it to make it even more powerful. And
Mhm.
Atari just ate that. He just ate that, and it's like not
Yeah.
bad. I can't believe you drew me to a stalemate. It's like, but now the real battle fight begins. And it's like, damn, well, you
Mhm.
real battle? What do you
I
mean?
know he's so strong. He's just like a beast
I mean, they said
compared
he
to a
was
rat.
like,
And I really saw that too.
yep,
Like I feel like in the design and in the animation, like it was like a beast like beating on a fucking rabbit, dude.
yeah, they
Like
definitely made him look menacing. And I mean,
like
we've known he's been like tough because I mean, in the first season, he trained that Minotaur to fight Bell, right? First and foremost, right?
mhm.
And now he's over here, kind of like
Mhm.
just putting the beating on Bell, like to the point where like even people were like,
Mhm.
"Damn, this is so hard to watch. Like, just stop it." Even Bell was like,
Right.
cried out for him to stop, and he's like, "Well, if you're gonna want to be part of if you're gonna be the one that takes a Freya's love, you have to be able
Yeah,
to
fire
surpass
is
him."
love. It goes back, yeah, it goes back to that bullshit shit.
Yep.
Oh,
And
for fire is love.
yeah, but even though Bell is getting his ass handed to him, his teammates are not doing too well either because that elf guy, uh, he starts causing a wreck on everybody. Like he that switch just completely changed his personality and changed the way he fights. And it just even with the boost from the Fox girl, it's not even enough.
Mhm.
And also,
Yeah.
Wolf gets
And old Wolf, I was just about to mention Wolf. He was getting his ass kicked.
yeah. By
But
that,
at least his sword was still like, managing because, once your sword gets broken or
yeah,
taken, like, but at least he still has that in one piece. And even that cat dude tells him, right, that
yeah,
he is he is impressed at this weapon.
yeah. And I mean,
Um,
Wolf was like, "Yeah, I
yeah.
made I made this myself, but it's like if you can't break this, you're not gonna be able to win or something like that, right?" It's like
Hmm.
in order to beat me, you have to break the weapon, and it's like, damn, kind of taunting him a bit. And but I mean, he was able to avoid like some attacks, just like he just blocked the ones that needed to be blocked essentially. So they're not too badly beaten or like overskilled. It's just that Freya's people are just like too good and too well rounded for like wars and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we learn the way that they fucking train. They train like they're under this type of ward every fucking day.
Yeah,
You know?
and the
So
healers,
like,
yeah,
how used to are you,
yeah, and now
to this environment?
yeah, and
Like you can strive in this environment if that's how you,
you always live.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's how you train. Yeah, if that's how you train.
yeah, and
Damn.
obviously with the healer
And I
having
mean, that's
auto
the whole
healer.
point.
Yeah, I was gonna say with
Mm,
with the girl having auto heal on, that means that they'll never like be worn out because she'll just can heal them back into position, right, back into perfect health and whatnot.
mhm.
So it's like, damn, that was like another like main crux that they needed to overcome, right, to like take her out first. and now they can't even do that because she's auto healing herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It was one of their also there's strategies, right? They were
Yep,
gonna take up the healer, but
didn't quite
it
work out
also
for.
didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't quite work out for them
Mm.
as they planned. But no, yeah, I definitely think this was like it's a massacre. Like I think they I don't want to say Bell's gonna lose, but like it's gonna be very grim because obviously even like Freya tells Odori like yeah don't break them, you know, like she
Mhm.
doesn't want Bell to be like completely broken, but like she just wants
Mhm.
Bell to know that there's no way to defeat him. And obviously they said Otori like killed like he's like level 7 or something like that. He's one of the highest people in there, highest level persons. So and it just made me feel like the way that because Otori is not really like um just like breaking Bell. It almost feels like he's kind of like at the same time as he's fighting him, he's kind of like a bit training him, almost kind of like yeah, I need you to surpass me. You know, like
Mhm.
he tells him that if he need one that to deserve Freya's love, he needs to surpass him. So like I guess it's kind of like this is the wall, the next wall that Bell has to overcome. It's Otori, and it's gonna take a bit because obviously now we know Bell is level 5, but he's not even able to hang with the Hider. You know his master for his date training, and Otori just seems to be like above that. So we we might see a forfeit from our good Bell or like the Hestia family. I don't. Well, there is that one. Uh, what was it? Cassandra or whatever. You know the one that sees into the future. She did mention something about the wind, right? And that implies to me that Leon is gonna show up to save the day.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't have to see a forfeit. But if things keep looking this grim, I don't see how they can not choose to forfeit. You know. But yeah, tough episode if you're a Bell fan. And
So I kind of wanted to also say how
go ahead.
I like that in the end that other girl is running to him, to help, to
Yes,
support. So the Herman's like right hand or whatever. So I'm really excited because I know that's um the way that we're gonna start seeing Leon, because we don't even know where Leon is, but I know that Leon will either show up with her or because of her or
yes,
or something. So I'm really excited to see how Leon, saves the day, definitely.
yes.
But yeah,
Me too.
yeah,
I need the girls to
very
show up
excited.
and save Belle at least from a bigger ass whooping for sure. Um, but yeah, I think that'll be it for Danmachi.
Mhm.
Hopefully next episode is less grim. On to the next one. Magilumiere Magical Girls Inc. Finale. Oh, the last episode for season 1. Well,
Mhm.
starting off, basically, right where we left off with the Kai mutation, they're causing a wreck of everything, like just spitting fire everywhere. Hitomi's trying to like get closer to Hina or like to Kana and Mikano. No, Noah Bell, like she keeps getting stopped at every point, and it seems kind of hopeless. But like she realizes, maybe we should just like rendezvous with at some other location that's less you know less fire involved per se. So like even though like she's kind of like more aware of the situation also, and Mikano's also there to help her out. Kano's kind of like still like has some like self doubt, you know, but it gets it gets a bit better odds like like Hitomi like really gets to call her, and she gets to like remember also what the president told her, which is just like we were like doing good before you got here, but with you things just started like clicking even better. Like he basically told her like you are the glue to this new team that's here, and that like just boosted her confidence up. And after she remembered that, she gives Makino a better direction on how to move and stuff. And they try to get out of the fire as well, but we have the Kai that's chasing them with their fire hands.
Yeah, that was a crazy evolution for sure. How
Yeah, it was really
they managed
crazy.
to really get there. I do like that at those moments, um, everyone's kind of like, I don't know, having their own awakening, in a way.
Yeah.
Um, the new girl, noticing that this will be the new way of magical girls, a team
Yes.
kind of, strategize attack. And
Yeah.
then Kana, that she needs to be more confident in her, and what she does, because she even has that flashback with the boss, right? The why she didn't choose the talented
Yeah.
one, why she chose her, and told her that her talents are in leading and kind of analyzing the situation and making the right call. And then so she has her awakening because she gets that confident and it's doing that. And then the other girl, has her moment that, as we see later on, it's that moment that she's been watching over Kana, right? Like she's been
Yeah.
watching so closely that, and she's always like ready to back her up, or to come to her rescue, right? As we see like a lot throughout this little fight, or the end of this fight, how she always comes at the nick of a time to kind of just save the situation.
And support
So
Kana.
yeah, it was really really great, how they defeated this monster,
Yeah.
in their own teamwork, like
Yeah. I mean,
they figure out their dynamics.
yeah. I
Hmm.
think the figuring out what this monster was came starting with kind of like and Makino trying to make their rendezvous point with Hitomi, right? Because as the monster hands were like chasing them, she started using the scan feature that was in the broom, and that allowed Nico enough time to like really analyze it and send the spell in that they needed in time. But it was really interesting, right? Because like the girl Makino, the student of Kana in this little work exchange thing, she was like, okay, she started dueling, pulling out her like emergency blades or whatnot, right? And Nico's like, oh, that's so cool. She's like a dual wielder, and it was just she was trying to create an opening for Kana to use the magic. And at one point, it seemed kind of like Kana was hypnotized by the Kai, or like made to not,
Hmm.
or she realized not to fire for some reason, and so she didn't fire it. And then we realized that, oh, a the firepower is not enough for the Kai anymore. It grew beyond the spell expectation, right? So they were gonna like resend it, but the girl basically told them like, like we can just, what if we just up the outage, or like the power that comes out, right? Like since it's a spell with like a single like use spell, right? Or like a singular like beam spell, like they can just up the percentage that they release at once. and that seemed to be like the what they were aiming for. And like you said, uh, Hitomi was kind of like, yeah, you know, I'll I'll provide the support you need, and kind of was able to defeat the monster like after Makino kind of blinded it, or like temporarily like made its guard go down and kind of like unleashed it and destroyed it. But like you, and I thought that was like a really nice way to round about the thing, because prior he told me was like, yeah, you're showing more confidence, but kind of thought it was confidence that she's giving Makino, but she told me was really talking about the confidence that Kana was growing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I also love the little parallels that happen in this episode, right? With Kana coming to save Makino in a similar fashion that Hitomi did, right, with her, and it was like, I'll protect you even if it costs me my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really really nice, and obviously the animation looked really incredible for the episode, like you
Mm-hmm.
shown.
Yes.
And no, yeah, like obviously after this it was kind of like, damn, this is the future, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we have Makino like kind of reminiscing about like how it used to be, and how like magical girls were sent there on their own, with certain preset spells. They took all the responsibility if something went wrong. All this other stuff that kind of weighed down the, kind of like things that would make a person not want to be a magical girl, right? Or like basically make all the responsibility fall on them, is
Right.
she was what she was really trying to get at. That wasn't like really fair, because if they went there unprepared, it was on them. If they But with this new system, it would make it much more easier and much more better for like future magical girls that are like sent out on missions, right? Being able to
Yeah.
communicate with teams and stuff.
Yeah.
And
It was kind of cute to see how they fast forward through their month together, right?
yeah, and
Just
they're like in
like,
the karaoke again.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah, yeah, it was really, really good too. To see to even see her leaving, right? Like
Yep.
having her last day, and everyone having their thoughts on it, from her to the student, to all of them, right? To all of
Yep.
them. It was, it was an experience not to just Kana. It was an experience for everyone, and an opportunity to grow. So that was nice that they were able to pull it off,
Yeah.
um, and then we see, that this is just a small step to the foundation, towards the goal that the boss is going for, like you see that he's part of society of magical girls bosses, you can say.
Yep.
And they held this, like, meeting, like, regularly. It seems like they were on their third annual meeting.
Yeah. So the
And
meeting.
he's, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add the third meeting only happened because that's the third Kai mutation that happened within that year, something like that. And they were
Mm-hmm.
like, so that meeting was just supposed to be for like the higher ups that know about the the Kai mutations, and like it's kind of like a process to like um figure out a better way to eliminate the threat. But I will not, like, when I first went before the episode ended, when the boss was like, I gotta run some errands, I'm like, damn, that's kind of shady. Why wouldn't you just tell
Mm-hmm.
them like what you're up to? It feels like you're doing something that you shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously
Yes.
seeing this is kind of like, okay, this just means the Kai mutation thing. It's not known by everybody, or like at least not everybody knows how to deal with Kai mutations. and they
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to keep that a hidden secret. Which, to be
Yeah.
fair, very good business move, because if you're the only company that can get rid of Kai mutations, then you can charge a more buck for that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it was funny seeing them like, oh, I can't believe you invited him here, right?
Yeah.
And it's also like we see the other boss from the big Magical Girls Corporation also there, also kind of like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't want to see him there either. But yeah, I mean, after this, we find out, season two is in the works. We're getting a season two Magilumiere. I think that's excellent. I love it when animes just straight up say, "Yeah, we're working season two." So we don't
Mm-hmm.
have, in our minds that we're getting another, or like waiting to find news to get another. You know, don't want a Magi situation where we don't know if we're getting a third season ever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, I think for a magical girl show, I think this is gonna be quite a unique one. Obviously, the aspects of it where it's more commercialized, and also making uh, the magic seem more technological rather than like actual like magic. It's like really intriguing to me, and I love the character. I love the main squad that we have, I should say, with Kana, Hitomi. I actually kind of wanted maybe Makino to just decide to stay in this group, but I guess that was not gonna be part of the plan.
Right. Didn't think it would be either. But I'm sure they're gonna grow. We did not see many of the girls that were in the opening. Um, I felt like there were more girls that were flying with them, and did we not mean? I think there might be. Um, I wanted to check that out because I was expecting to see their company girl, not just with Kana, like after Kana, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
So,
it is growing now because they are getting more uh requests now. I feel like ever since they uploaded the thing, they said
mhm,
that their business was booming more than before. So I think
mhm,
there is like corporation growth, but obviously, like, we want a more rosters, we should say, right? We want another member C to be integrated into the group, which is
yeah,
which is why I kind of wanted Makino to stay, because it seemed like she integrated quite well within the month.
mhm,
But
she did.
who knows? Maybe we'll see that magical girl that uh that's more logical, try to team up with Kana again in season two. We'll see.
Mhm.
It's definitely interesting. Final thoughts on Magilumiere?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, on to the next one. Dragon Ball Daima, episode 11. So we are again at the Little Namek area, or like the resemblance of the Namekian homeland. And Neva shows up, the other Namek that went to kidnap Denden and get the Dragon Balls.
That's right. That's right. He just shows up, right? He just wants to see the mess he created in a way, right? It seems like that way.
Yep.
He just
And
wants to.
I found it interesting that
Mm.
he called Piccolo Katats, right? Which is, I think, he said it was his father's name. So King
Mhm.
Piccolo had like a different name, and in the demon realm.
Right.
And he was like, "Damn, your name's kind of weird," which is funny. Like, I think it's the second time that somebody from the demon realm has called other Earthlings' names like funny.
Mhm. Right.
But yeah, I mean, they were like, I like that they were actually questioning them. They weren't just like, hey, like old guy, beat it. They were like, yeah, so you're the one that went and did all that stuff. What if then they
Yep.
was gonna be get killed? He was like, nah, we're too valuable, which is which is just another cool thing that I guess Demon Realm kind of added. It's like the Namekians are like more valuable in the Demon Realm because obviously they have power to create Dragon Balls,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the only ones that are able to like speak the language to summon them. So there's that,
Right.
and he used
Which
that.
kind of makes me think, oh yeah, that's right. That little kid always helps them summon the. Someone's always there helping them summon it, right? That it's of
Uh,
that species
uh,
for the
no, the
Earth.
the Dragon Balls from Earth, you can use the regular language of Earthlings in there.
Oh, okay, right. That's what I thought. I was like, I don't think I remember that rule being applied there, like being a thing,
No, it was only I think in the Demon Realm specifically
in the
because
demon rule.
because the because Neba was the one that made it that way. Just to add like other
Okay.
layers of protection, right? Because first,
Protection for themselves, right?
yeah,
Yeah, because they're demons. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he I do like
Makes sense.
yeah, I do like that he expanded a bit on the Dragon Ball lore, right? Because he was like, these are were technically supposed to be like gifts for like those that worked really hard and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't supposed to be used for
Mm-hmm.
like anything malicious, but when other people found out about the power, that's when they started seeking them and stuff. And he's like, yeah, so like in
Mm-hmm.
order to prevent people from actually obtaining them so easily, he's the one that created the Tamagami, which I always thought was the you know Supreme Kai's sister. I forget her name, but
Right.
I thought that was her creation, but it wasn't. It was Neba's
No, it
creation.
was, whoever created the Dragon Balls. Yeah.
You know, and he basically pretty much told them like, you guys are gonna let me in or not? And they're like, we kind of
Yeah,
don't
and he
have.
was gotta.
Yeah,
Because how are you gonna summon him?
yeah.
He doesn't. Piccolo doesn't even speak the
They were
language.
like, oh, we got Piccolo. He's like, yeah, I don't. I've been too far away from that side of me. I don't know how to speak it properly anymore. He's like, damn. Okay, well, guess we have to make room for
And
you
the other one
somehow.
is kidnapped. I think the one that is kidnapped knows how to speak it or neither. Maybe
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
huh?
Den does know how to speak Namekian
Okay. Okay.
because he's the one
That's what
that's
I thought.
yeah, he's the one that summoned the Namek saga.
Hmm.
But yeah, really interesting. Obviously, now we have more of a reason to add a member to the squad, but also like, damn, Goku just can't stop complaining about the old ship that got crashed because he's like, damn, this is too slow. Our old ship would have gotten us there already, and they're like, just be grateful that we actually picked you up.
Right. For real, Goku. You can be so ungrateful sometimes, such a brat.
Yeah, he is. But
But
which is also like
he's
the
our hero, so we love him too.
yeah, which is
Um,
which is also one of the things that they wanted to find out, right? It's like why they turned them into children. He's like, well, I thought you guys would be a lot weaker than you actually are right now, you know. So it's like they weren't expecting them to be this strong even as children, but they clearly are. And the scientist lady, the Supreme Kai's sister, is like, okay, well, I need a new Majin Buu because the one you made me is kind of like powerless or not good enough.
Perspective, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that they were like, okay, well, we're gonna bury this one, make it the deeper the Cyberman seed is buried, I guess the stronger they are, or the more vicious they are, something like
Mhm,
that.
mhm,
And he was like, yeah, don't
mhm.
worry, if he runs out of control, I'll take care of it. And it's like, dude, you just we're not strong enough to defeat the Tamagami. How are you gonna take care of something that's supposed to be stronger than it, right?
Right.
And I love that Vegeta was up to his old self, like, hey, I'm fighting the next Tamagami. And
Yeah, that's my Vegeta.
yeah,
Who's
and
gonna take his place?
yep. And Goku was kind of
And
like, well, is that even allowed? And he's like, yep, as long as it's just 1-on-1, anybody can challenge the Tamagami. Because Goku wanted
Right.
to fight another one, and yeah, I mean, obviously Vegeta's the one that ended up having to fight him. Uh, I
Yes. It's only fair.
Yeah,
So.
it's only fair. Goku takes on the weakest one, then Vegeta has to take on something stronger, to up Goku.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yeah, the this fight with Vegeta and the Tamagami too was really well choreographed. Like I
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
and also like I love that Vegeta's one of the few that's still using like ki blasts. Like I don't think Goku even used that many ki blasts in this fight, but Vegeta was
Right.
implementing them a lot in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a nice comparison between him and obviously the new Majin Buu
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that just arrived. That's also fighting the Tamagami number 1, who didn't even realize he could do
Mm-hmm.
Ki Blast and ended up shooting himself.
Yes, that dude is so funny.
Yep.
That character. Um, I'm liking him.
Both the new
I'm
Majin
liking him.
Buus are kind of funny, and it's
Yeah,
and
both of them, but this one has more of a funny character.
yeah,
So
you know what's interesting though that
the
I
other one thought he was like tough and badass.
yeah
But then he got brought up to reality, like
yeah and one of the things I found really interesting, though, right, is that these
hmm
Majin Boos are like the opposite of the Boo that we have on Earth, right? The fat one is the polite one and stuff, and then here's the fatter one is the more evil one, and the one that looks more like Kid Boo is actually the more good one than the Kid Boo that we've had. So I thought that was like, damn, okay. They kind of like switched the personalities from the ones we knew. I think it's gonna make for an interesting fight whenever Vegeta and them fight him. Obviously,
yes, I'm excited to see that.
but
2-on-2. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute.
yeah, uh, 2-on-2. But I wonder what Piccolo is gonna do. Take on King Gama, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dama. Yeah.
I mean, aside from that, like Vegeta fighting the Tamagami, Gloria just looks like dumbfounded. Like, damn, I wasn't expecting somebody to be almost as strong as Goku, right? Because now
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Gloria's looking at Vegeta.
everyone's right.
Yeah, Gloria was looking at
And
it.
Gomez is all smog, like, oh, this is nothing.
Yep. I mean, she has
He's just
to.
starting. He's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, she has to have for men. Like, she has to like let him know, like, yeah, that's
yeah,
that's my guy. Um, but
right.
Gloria's just like, damn, I'm really weak. I think that's what I got from his face, like seeing Vegeta.
Yeah. He's like, I think he's having second thoughts about what he's got himself into, like whose team he's on.
Yep,
Like, wait, did I side really with the strongest, with the winners?
yep. It's like that's also could be the thing whether he's realizing, damn, how am I gonna trick these people, or like how am I gonna beat them if they're stronger than me, right? Because at one point he's gonna have to
Mhm.
betray them, to give the Dragon
Yeah,
Ball,
for sure.
give the Dragon Balls to the science lady he works for,
For
and
sure.
I don't know. Like I feel like something in me tells me that
For
Piccolo.
sure.
Oh, Piccolo could fight Glorio. Yeah, that could be. I wonder if Glorio is stronger than Piccolo now. Like that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vegeta gets sent out to the sea, to the open sea, and he
I
survives. He
know.
survives.
So
It. He survives being eaten by the Kraken once. Was not so lucky the second time around because the Tamagami is like, yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna be enough, so he
I
just sends him
Vegeta.
back.
It always happens to him. More than Goku, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder what they have against
Happens to him
Vegeta
more than
because they always make him lose.
yeah, me too.
Like, why you always gotta make
Yeah, it
Vegeta
always
lose?
happens like such bad luck.
Yeah,
Hi, Vegeta, but we still love him, so
Yeah, we do.
that's all right.
And
We still got your back, Vegeta.
yeah,
Still
uh,
believe in you, buddy.
yeah, he'll get him in the next episode. But
I know you're gonna get out of there, even if it's with Goku's help. It's all right.
yeah, I mean, one of the things that I was just thinking about is like Goku could just instant transmission him, out of there. Like, can he sense the?
Yeah, yeah.
And also I'm just thinking, well, Vegeta didn't go Super Saiyan. Maybe if he goes Super Saiyan, he could get out of there.
Like
Because at this,
being in the belly, and so Goku helps her.
yeah, I wonder if like because Vegeta got in, technically he lost the fight, so maybe now Goku can have a shot at him, and maybe that's how they're gonna do it out.
Maybe. And that was another thing, right? It
Yeah.
seemed it you saw that the Tamagotchi planned all of it, right? Like he was
Yep.
like counting on it, like he was like he fucking threw him like a baseball.
Yeah. I do like that all these Tamagami have like a weapon though, right? Like the first one had a hammer. This
Mhm.
one has like a trident,
Yeah.
and the first one obviously the first one has
Yeah.
the sword, which is the coolest. Um,
Mhm.
and his fight with Majin Du, that's what it's called. Uh, Interesting enough because he fights just as weird as his brother, if not
Mhm.
weirder. And he does have the Majin Buu like craving for chocolate, which is interesting.
Yeah, I saw that too. Like, oh, another one into the chocolate.
Yep. But oh yeah, we're pulling through for Vegeta. Uh, or maybe Piccolo steps up.
Yes, it's going to survive. It's gonna get out of there. I don't know who's gonna defeat the Tamagotchi. If it's gonna be Goku or him now, but
Yeah, it's most likely Goku's
I know it's
gonna.
still him.
Yeah,
But yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if Goku just then takes over.
yeah,
So.
I wouldn't either. It would be like the Goku thing to do, take it over and
Mhm.
actually win. He's probably gonna go Super Saiyan right off the bat because he realized, oh, he's stronger than Vegeta. Like I'm probably not gonna have an easy time.
Mhm.
So we'll see. Hopefully they don't do
We'll
Vegeta
see what
dirty.
he does. If
Yeah,
he saves Vegeta first, or Vegeta saves himself, we
it'll,
are to see this.
yeah. But
It's to be seen.
until the next episode, I think that'll be it for this part. Uh, and if you guys like what we talk about, how we discuss the episodes, just leave us a like, leave us a comment, check out our socials in the um details below, and until next time, bye.
Next time. Bye bye.